Sound like some Viking music, don't it?
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud, gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go, let's go.
Shooting lights out. What's going on, good people? How y'all doing today? It is a great day. It is a Wednesday, and I'm here with Shooting Lights Out. But we have a special episode because guess what? I won't be the one doing the main talking today. Shout out Victor. What's going on? V-Lock, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. Share this out because this is not my episode. I got some stuff I'm talking about, but it's not my episode. Ladies and gentlemen, if you notice the title says the Cole Sportz Takeover. That's because Mr. Cole Sportz himself, the EP of all EPs, he has something that he want to get off his chest when it comes to the NBA. And I said, I will give you my platform to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cole Johnson.
How you doing? How you doing, everybody? Thank you, Playmaker. I appreciate being on the platform, and I also appreciate being on once again with you. Thank you so much for allowing me the platform of Shooting Lights Out to do this.
No problem, man. You say you have some stuff you want to get off your chest. I'm like, man, you know what?
Yes.
I think I can make that happen for you. I can do that. You want to shout out to your brother there? V-Lock is in the chat.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let me do it cool McCain style. So what's up to my man, the Ed McMahon of the Snowman in the Morning program, the one, the only, Victor. What's up, Victor?
Oh man, hey, shout us out. We are live on X, we are live on Facebook, we are live on LinkedIn, and we're live on YouTube. So share it out. Let's get people in here because we're finna talk some basketball. And doing so, there's only one thing I got to do because I always start off with this, and it's the right way to start it off. Mr. Cole Johnson. Mm-hmm. I got to go around the hardwood, sir. So,
okay.
I got to give out some news and notes what's been going on in the world of basketball.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right. Now some news has came out about some stuff in the All-Star weekend. I want to focus on the celebrity game, Cole Johnson.
The celebrity game, okay.
And it's not those who are going to be playing in the celebrity game I want to focus on. We know who the coaches are for both teams. You ready for this?
Please, unveil.
The head coach for one team is Stephen A. Smith.
Lord have mercy.
And guess who he has as assistant coach is going to be? Little Wayne, that's right, Tucci, and Aja Wilson.
Okay, Aja Wilson I like. Mr. Lean Sipper that thinks his face is a canvas. No. I mean, the only thing he knows how to do is light up a blunt or a joint and drink from a styrofoam cup. Come on. Lord have mercy.
Hey, when I saw this on X, on ESPN's X, I was like, yeah, I gotta put this on here because I know Cole's gonna have something to say about this, so I had to put it over here.
Little Wayne. Wheezy F, baby, and the F is for forgetting every single thing you know about basketball. Lord have mercy.
Hey, I told you, this is not my episode, okay? This is not my episode. This might be my show and my platform, but it is not my episode, okay? That's the coaching staff for one team. You ready for the other team?
Yes.
Guess who he's going up against?
Oh, Lord.
Shannon Sharp.
I should have known.
And these assistant coaches going to be Mr. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and Peyton Manning.
Lord have mercy. Peyton Manning. I have a lot of respect for him. He's a wonderful athlete when it comes to football. Now, he may have seen a lot of basketball. He may know some. I mean, he is a tall guy, but come on, really? And then 50 Cent. The only thing he could teach of shooting is how to avoid bullets. Lord.
Wow.
I mean, he did get shot up 9 times before his career took off. I mean, that's the only thing he could teach.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of them episodes I already know. I'm glad I got me a smoothie right now. It's gonna be one of them episodes. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy this. But yeah.
And now I get it. Okay, so Shannon or Shay. Oh, so basically in the sideline, it's going to be a Club Shay interview with. Oh, I get it. It's going to be 2 Club Shay interviews with Peyton Manning and 50 Cent. Okay, I got it. Okay, now that makes sense. Okay, cool. Now I got it. Because Sharp ain't coaching nothing basketball related.
It's first take.
Yeah, I know. I know it's a first takeover of the celebrity game. I know. Oh my gosh.
It is great. I just want to focus on the coaching stuff, because I was just like, wow. Stephen A's going to coach one team. Shannon's going to coach another team. Okay. Oh, we're going to put Lil Wayne as our assistant coach. We're going to put 50 Cent as an assistant coach. Adrian Wilson.
That's the only legit basketball anything of either of the 6 coaches, the 2 head and the 4 assistants that you got is Adrian Wilson. Oh my gosh.
Man, that was great. I had to put that in there. I had no choice.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. I needed this laugh because this is ridiculous. So we're gonna have on one side Lil Wayne smoking a blunt and sipping on lean. And on the other side we're gonna have two Club Shay interviews on court. Okay. All right.
You might have more than that, because if I remember correctly, I do believe Jennifer Hudson is one of the players.
Oh yeah, you might have multiple interviews. You got a point there. Lord have mercy.
Just throwing that out there. Jennifer Hudson is one of the players. I did see that part. I didn't know Jennifer Hudson knew anything about basketball. So
I know she likes it, but I don't know if she plays it. I say that because she has been spotted lately, I think in Bulls games with Common. Memo to Jennifer Hudson. Get away from that serial data when you can.
Victor, Sharon Sharp, Fetty, and Peyton Manning. Do either of them play basketball?
See, this is when yes, your hometown girl, Jennifer Hudson. Yes, you heard correctly, Victor.
Yeah, Jennifer Hudson is one of the players. Mm-hmm. She'll be playing in this game.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, memo to Jennifer Hudson. Run from that serial data. He'll probably do the light thing on you. There are times when you need someone, and then you want to run from them. And then you'll be like Dream Girls, singing, "And I am telling you, I'm not going all of a sudden because of that bald-headed fool who can't seem to settle down anybody. I mean, the dude was dating Serena Williams and Angela Rye. Do I needs to go further?
Nah, we gonna move
That's
on.
what I thought.
Right?
That's
We
what I
gonna move
thought.
on that way. Right?
That's what I thought.
Joel Embiid will be out for 4 weeks after having knee procedure on his meniscus that suffered in the game against Golden State. There has been some backlash to this because the whole 65 rule thing, Cole Johnson, where players had to play a minimum 65 games to be considered for postseason awards.
Right. I haven't talked about that yet. Thank you for that, sir. Oh, and Mr. Vikala, Otunga was never married to Hudson. They were just engaged for years. They drug it on. Obviously, Jennifer thought David just wasn't bringing home the bacon and just dumped him on the side of the road like a piece of trash. I'm sorry. Yeah, you said Embiid? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
That's something I need to give you a closer on this one. You better go win.
Well, thank you, sir. I want to focus on the other figure for a second, Kendrick Perkins. Now, last year you lobbied hard to get this guy elected as that last year's MVP. You felt as though that Nikola Jokic didn't deserve to win it, and then Jokic decides to go on and play the best basketball he's ever played and bring home a championship to Denver, the first in their history. Now, I hope that award-winning performance of campaigning for Joel Embiid was worth it, because this is why you should never elect him as MVP. Does he have a game? Yes. Is he able to execute things on the court? Most certainly. I just had a meeting with one of my staff members, and we talked about Joel Embiid, and he said the same thing that I was thinking when it came out of his mouth about Joel, which was, quote, he does well in the regular season, but when it comes to May, he mails it in, close quote. Now, I thought I wrote that and sent it to him for him to say. Look, I get that injuries happen. I get you need to heal. And unfortunately with Mr. Embiid, he's going to forever have that face that he formed, I think it was after the 2019 was the conference semifinals? Yeah, it was 2019. When the Raptors eliminated him, where basically he was just looking in the camera like this when he was walking off the court and into the locker room.
That famous Kawhi Leonard ball bouncing all around the rim before it drops.
Yes, the same game. And you saw just Embiid just looking. It looks like he's going to forever have that look on his face because 5 years later, he has not advanced anywhere further than that stage in his career. He has gone and been bounced from the conference semifinals, all because he can't play at all 82 games. He can't play 70 games. He barely can play 60. He won't play 60 this year. And he performs Houdini tricks in the playoffs every single May. And now he's trying to perform an earlier trick. Now,
before you continue on, your brother has joined the chat.
Oh, my mentality, brother. What's up? My man, why is that laughing? I love it. And now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, memo to the Knicks. Don't sign LeBron James, because I do not want to have the biggest cheerleader in all of New York Knicks history to go crazy if you decide to hoist a Larry O'Brien trophy with him as a player.
You talking about the guy that Victor was talking about?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Now, back to Embiid. You see, he is the reason why the NBA instituted a 65-game rule And I think that's a little too lenient.
Too lenient?
Too lenient. I personally believe that if you're going to be up for an MVP award, it should be at least 70 games you play. Heck, I would want to make it 75. Because I want to eradicate load management from the lexicon, from the thought process, and from the strategies of all of these teams. Because it's become ridiculous now. And I did mention LeBron. I will talk about you later in regards to load management.
I mean, it's only 20%. From the rule that they gave, they allow you to miss 20%. So that means you got to play 80. I think that's fair, to be honest.
Okay, fine. They can miss 20%. All right, so that would basically mean that they could play 62 or 3 games. All right, fine.
I mean, we're talking an 82-game season. That is a long season.
Yes, it is a long season. But they've been doing this since before both of us were born. I mean, this isn't something new.
It's not, but I know. Let me get myself back on there. Yeah.
Please.
I get the gist, okay? You know, Mike, Magic, all the legends, they played, 70, 80 games. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Alcino hit a good number. 65. You can miss 17 games. I'm allowing you to miss 20% of the season.
Mm-hmm.
How you get to that 20%, that's up to you.
But
if you miss more than 20%, you can't get no awards. And you can't get named for all NBA team.
Now, see, that is where I draw the line. How you get to missing the 20%? Nah. You got to miss the 20% because you're injured. Only. Don't give me we're just gonna break camp because we decided to take a day off.
Oh yeah. Why? Why so funny?
You thought I was joking? Yes, he would be a pom-pom waving fool if LeBron James were to become a Knick and they were to win their first NBA championship and hoist their first Larry O'Brien trophy in 51 years. Yes. Yes. And I am not exaggerating when I say that Wise will become the biggest New York Knicks cheerleader in the history of the organization.
They should be one now. Knicks looking good, even though we ain't gonna talk about the Knicks.
I'm not gonna cap on the Knicks because they're doing great. It's just I don't want them to have LeBron on the team because we wouldn't hit him.
Embiid, get healthy. The only problem I got with you, Embiid, the only problem I got with you. Why you can't face Jokic in Denver?
Vic. I was battling fools about what you said since March of 2 years ago. When he says, but wait, I thought Embiid was going to be a beast because he wouldn't be held back by Sharman Harden. Please. You and I both know better. Because they both decided to disappear. They decided to disappear faster than you could just say, hey, I no longer want Taylor Swift on my programming. Quicker than that. They just simply can't play in May. Both of them can't. And to have both of them on the same team, and then we got a chance to see this golden egg-laying performance last May when they were up 3-2 and up 6 points with 6 minutes to go on their home court, and they couldn't buy a bucket. But meanwhile, they gift wrap Jason Tatum to hit everything but the side of a barn because that's all he could hit the first 3 quarters in 6 minutes.
This is where I am. But staying on the injury front, a team that Cole Johnson will be diving into pretty hard later on. Having to lose a key player last night.
Oh, here we go again.
But
another year, another Chris Middleton huge injury. Oh, man.
He took a 3-point shot, and as you can see here, he landed on Kevin Durant's foot, twisted his ankle. Did not return to the game. And let's give you a sneak peek. The Bucks did go on to lose that game in Phoenix last night. So I'm pretty sure Cole Johnson will be saying something about that when we get to that segment about the Milwaukee Bucks. But yeah. So I want to get that in there.
But thank you for getting that in there. That adds more fuel to my fire. I appreciate that.
And we did talk about a news on the All-Star weekend with the celebrity coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about one of the guys who was an All-Star for the East when it comes to the Joel Embiid injury. Well, we've got his replacement. So Trae Young and Scottie Barnes are added to the All-Star team on the Eastern team, replacing, as aforementioned, Joel Embiid, and Wise is on Julius Randle of the New York Knicks.
Wait, hold on. Julius Randle actually decided to show up and play basketball?
He was voted and he was voted an All-Star.
Oh my gosh, will wonders ever cease?
He was voted an All-Star, but he's injured, so that's why Scottie Barnes got in.
Well, good job, Scotty. But that's a miracle that Julius Randle decided to be an All-Star.
And before I go to the big news of the day, which I don't think a lot of people have been talking about and should be talking about, speaking of the All-Star, first of all, Doc, thank you for doing the right thing. Appreciate you doing the right thing. You're going to give your All-Star ring and that check to Adrian Griffin because he was the one that was coaching the Bucks to that point where they can be the supposed coaching team for the Eastern All-Stars.
So Doc's not going to be coaching the All-Star game?
He's going to be coaching.
See, that's a doggone shame.
But the ring that the coaches get and the paycheck they get, he's giving it to Adrian Griffin.
That's admirable, yes.
He's giving it to Adrian Griffin. His assistant coaches, they not coaching the All-Star game. They said they're not going to be coaching the All-Star game.
How interesting. Oh, I'm sorry.
But here's my problem.
Okay. What's your problem?
Real quick.
Yeah, what's your problem, sir?
Y'all gonna tell me because Joe Mazzulla coached the All-Star game last year.
That's right.
And that same team is the best team in the league right now.
Best team on all NBA, correct.
Even though I had my problems with them last week and that we're gonna reiterate today.
We never gonna talk about that, yes.
But that's because he did it last year. He can't do it again this year.
Yeah, I guess it must be a rule where if
it's a rule, you can't coach the All-Star 2 years straight.
That's what I was thinking. It must be a rule where you can't coach it two years in a row.
What kind of rule is that?
Well, see, the NBA has always been a league where they wanted to spread the love. They want to make sure that monopolies don't happen. They want to make sure that we give all of the NBA experience to as many people who can experience it. It would be unfair for the Celtics head coach to do a monopoly in the All-Star game.
The fact that I know you as well as I do, the sarcasticness in your voice the sarcasticness in your voice is different. It's just different. I just knew that was coming.
Oh, you knew that was coming.
I knew that was coming. That's why
you set me up.
That's why I brought it up.
I was like, you set me up.
Yeah, I sure did. Because I knew it was a rule. I heard the rule, and I'm like, that's a stupid rule. Mm-hmm. Man can't coach the All-Star thing because he did it last year. But his team got the best record. Mm-hmm. If you don't like it, do something about it. Beat them. Which y'all get into later. Here's the news I want to get into. Okay. I don't know if you've seen this, Mr. Cole Johnson.
All right.
ESPN, Fox, Warner Brothers are forming a venture to stream sports service in the United States coming football season.
So I guess that means we might be seeing programs like Monday Night Football like anything that Fox does, and inside the NBA on one of these streaming platforms now. Is that what you're saying? Because for those who don't understand, Warner Brothers, they are the parent company of TBS, TNT, and that of the like.
Oh, why? So the thing is, so Boston has the best record in the East, but Joe Mazzulla can't coach it because he did it last year. Guess who got the second best record in the East? The
Yeah,
Milwaukee Bucks.
the team that fired a guy who started the season 30-30. I'm sorry, my bad.
So that's how Doc Rivers got that nod.
I'm sorry.
And when he heard about it, he just laughed because he was like, "That's stupid." Even he said it. He said that's just stupid. So that's what that is. And to answer your question, Mr. Cole Johnson. So the things that they got on here, of course, for the professional football, we're talking NFL and the newly made United Football League.
Right.
To Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
So that will be in the winter of, spring of 2025. Okay.
Well, it's probably the only good thing he is going to be known for as of right now. If y'all get my drift.
If you smell, we smell bull.
One of these days, we gotta get you on Monitor Wrestling. We gotta get you on Monitor Wrestling. Basketball, you have the NBA and WNBA, Major League Baseball, hockey, and all that stuff. College will be on there. Golf will be part of it. Tennis as well. Cycling, soccer, combat sports like
UFC, yeah,
and also your automotive sports, like Formula One and NASCAR, stuff like that. Well, I'll be a part of this.
That's why I love you, Wise. You and I are right here with that. Yes, sir.
Hey, you wasn't available when we recorded. Okay? Neither was this guy right here was available when we recorded. All right, because I told y'all, if anybody else want to hop on, because this is what we finna go in. But guess what though? As good as your boy is when it comes to hosting, I peel back a few layers. I ain't even pull back all the layers, so there's still some juice on the bones. Okay.
Okay.
But that's Monday. Well, I know Cole ain't gonna be. He ain't gonna be able to get on because. But Wise, Monday, be ready. There's more layers to peel back. Okay.
If it's Monday afternoon, I'm there.
Talk to McCann about that.
All right.
So, all right. We're going to keep going. We're not going to take a break here on here because we're going to keep going because after when I get to my first break, this one is going to be the actual Cole Sportz Takeover because I'm just going to say a few things and let Cole go off because there's some things he want to go off on. But I got to get my college basketball in here. Mr. Cole Johnson. Now, Mr. Cole Johnson, I don't know if you catch last week's show, but we had a record number of top 10 upsets in a month. In 1 month. And that's the beginning of the 2024 year.
Yeah, it's been highly chaotic.
Yeah, so we talking 24 top 10 upsets in the month of January. Only one of those 24 upsets came against another team that was actually ranked. So 23 of the upsets came with a team unranked. Now, if you know it's 24 of those, that's how many upsets actually happened in the entire month. All right? So, I did that, right? Talked about it, went over it. And by the way, when I did it, it was actually the beginning. It was actually February 1st when I did it, I think. And February 2nd when I did it. And guess what happened February 1st?
Another upset.
Nebraska decided to take down number 6, Wisconsin. The first day of February. So we come off a record-setting month in January, and we're going to begin the month of February with another top 10 upset. And then guess what? This is the 7th day, right? Uh, we had two more top 10 upsets.
Hmm.
We had two more top 10 upsets. We 7 days in. We already up to three.
Hmm.
Kansas State took down Kansas in the Sunflower battle in overtime, and then you see that at the bottom there, Mr. Johnson.
Oh yes, the team that decided to dismantle Duke, they decided to take it on the chin at home to Clemson.
You know what the crazy stat is, and thank you to ESPN because ESPN loves giving me stats that I don't think people be knowing. Clemson has played at Chapel Hill 62 times. Guess how many times they have won in Chapel Hill?
Once.
That's the second time.
Oh, I'm sorry, twice.
That's the second time Clemson has ever won at Chapel Hill. And it comes against the Tar Heels being ranked 3.
Mm-hmm. The second time they beat UNC in Chapel Hill.
The second time they have ever beaten UNC in Chapel Hill.
The Tar Heels are ranked 3rd. Wow, that's funny.
And the Tar Heels are ranked 3rd.
Mm.
You can't make this stuff up.
Yeah. The men's
Like
game has been very chaotic.
When them brackets come out, y'all have fun because there ain't gonna be no perfect bracket.
But I will say though, it seemingly that well, at least in the last month, UConn and Purdue, they seem to have settled into things a little
That's
bit.
my problem. That you said UConn. Good gracious. But somebody, please, somebody please beat UConn.
Somebody please beat them.
Somebody please.
What you don't want them to repeat?
Hell no. Hell no. Let me do it the right way. Hey Bishop, you want them to repeat? Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no.
Oh man!
Somebody get rid of UConn for me, please. Jeez.
Oh my!
But here we go. I cannot deal with Wise right now. I cannot.
You're channeling Cool Wise. Oh, that's funny.
I cannot deal with Wise right now, man.
And once again, I agree with that message wholeheartedly, brother. We here.
I'm not. Look here. I'm gonna save it for Monday. I'm gonna save it for Monday because I'm not gonna get sidetracked otherwise. It's not gonna happen today. I have some important business to take care of real quick here. Okay, let me get on track because I need to address my men's team. Okay.
Okay.
I gotta talk to the Florida
Yes.
Gators.
You said you want to address the Gators. Okay. So, that's great. That's great. There you go.
Man,
You beat the Blue Bloods. The if I'm not mistaken, isn't this
Arena?
let me if I'm not mistaken, Kentucky is probably what your second greatest rival in basketball. Tennessee being the biggest.
No, reverse that.
Or is it reversed?
It's reversed.
Well, see, there you go.
Kentucky's 1, Tennessee's 2.
We'll see. Well, there you go. You beat your biggest rival in Rupp Arena.
Yeah, that was last Wednesday. Also, and I watched the game. Them boys fought. They could have folded. I mean, they could have legit folded. Cole, they didn't fold. They did not fold. They kept chipping away, got it in overtime, and they won it in overtime. Grace.
Well, see, that's reason to celebrate.
And then Saturday came about, and this took place.
What type of crap is this? A&M? You would lay an egg in College Station?
They had a 13-point lead and blew it.
You lay an egg in College Station, though?
They had a 13-point lead, and Texas A&M came storming back and won.
Well, so this is why you want to address them. Okay, got it.
you went a long way. You didn't have no bad losses. You just didn't have no quad one wins. But you get Kentucky. You knock on Kentucky at Rupp Arena. You are on your way, and you did. You did a great job. You can't just say no. Had a 13-point lead, and you didn't close the deal.
I mean, they do have their resume stamped victory, though. I mean, hey, it gets a little bigger than beating Kentucky in Rupp Arena, and they were ranked in the top 10 when they beat them.
And then you followed it up with a loss like this. You had Thursday off. You had Friday off. You went to Texas A&M and you did that.
So, are you saying that the Gators are basically back where they started?
Yeah. That's a bad loss.
That is a
12 and 8. That was a 12 and 18.
That is a bad loss. Yeah, that is a bad loss.
And you had them down double digits.
Yeah, had them down double digits. Had them down by 6 at the half. Yeah. That's inexcusable. I agree with you.
Now, the reason why I'm not going to go off because second year Todd Golden sent second year. He got some transfer players that new boys can play. They ain't stars, but they can play. I watch them. I like what they do. Y'all gotta finish. Y'all gotta learn how to finish games. You almost let one get away at home against Georgia because you had them down 18 and they came storming back to forcing in the double overtime before we actually took it home. Y'all gotta learn how to finish games. I thought y'all turned the corner at Kentucky because Kentucky was leading most of the game, but y'all didn't stop fighting. Then you follow that big win with this bad loss. You can't have stuff like that. That win by itself with Kentucky versus everything that y'all did was going to solidify y'all spot in the NCAA tournament. Now you right back because pretty much this loss can just cancel out Kentucky's win. But we haven't played since, Cole Johnson. And guess when our next game is?
Tonight.
Nope.
Saturday.
You have a whole week to prepare for number 12.
Oh, well, at least they're coming to Gainesville, though.
You had a whole week to prepare for these boys. And Bruce Purr is a hell of a coach.
Yes, he is. He's always been. I'm sure. Well, Tennessee's doing good now. But I was about to say, I'm sure they would like to have him back in Tennessee, but
no, they got Rick Barnes over there.
But they're doing better with Rick Barnes. Yeah.
Handle bit. You get this W. I'm not paying Wise no attention. I'm not paying Wise no attention. You get this W right here against Auburn on Saturday. You get this W. We can look forward to the tournament. You still got to play games, but not you another quad one win over number 12. We're in good position. All right.
This time it'll be a home game, but yeah.
So I need y'all to take care of that. All right. Do that for me. Do that for Gator Nation. We believe in you. We see what we have. We can be a tournament team. But I need y'all to play better. All right. I just need y'all to play better. We're gonna take a break because Wise is acting a fool. And when we come back, we're gonna dive into the NBA. Because there's some things Cole Johnson need to talk about. We'll be back.
Oh man, Wise is too funny.
The Playmakers blog is sponsored by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus, mountains of entertainment. So much to stream. From shows and movies you can only catch here on Paramount Plus, whether it be from CBS, BET, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, and so much more. The new home of Showtime. Watch Showtime original series, movies, and sports when you sign up for Paramount Plus with Showtime. Catch exclusive originals from Paramount Plus such as Star Trek Strange Wars, The Family Stallones, Halo, and so much more. You also can stream live sports like NFL on CBS, the UEFA Champions League, the Masters, and the SEC on CBS. Paramount Plus, you can stream up to 3 devices when you create an account. So Paramount Plus plan starts at $5.99. If you hit that link below, you can get a free trial. Paramount Plus, mountains of entertainment.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Into the Net FC. Kylian Mbappe just all of a sudden finally understood his role, and I think he finally understood that everything Kylian Mbappe has accomplished already, there is still a hell of a lot waiting for him in the future. Kylian Mbappe is only 24 years old. He has accomplished so much, and you know what? Kylian Mbappe has not even reached his prime. Finally seeing, the Marcus Rashford we have been hoping for such a long time, But, this game, after everything Manchester United has been, doing lately, this was actually the ultimate test, to see if Manchester United, honestly was all of a sudden for real. I explained this. The United States, maybe they have to suffer this loss as a lesson to learn to prepare for the future. Because 4 years from now, the World Cup is in not 1, not 2, but 3 countries. The United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. Into the Net FC is available on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Welcome back to Shooting Lights Out, a special Cole Sportz Takeover edition.
Oh, man.
And there you go, Cole Johnson. And Wise is in the chat acting a fool right now.
I'm loving it.
This ain't wrestling. Let's talk about finishing.
What did I do? Playmaker was talking about finishing. Oh, that was classic.
You ain't slick. Darn you. You ain't slick, homie. You ain't slick.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Now we're going to talk some NBA because there's a couple of things Mr. Cole Johnson wants to talk about. The first of which, oh, and by the way, y'all did see that promo about the World Cup. Yeah, the World Cup gonna be in your backyard. Wise for the final. MetLife Stadium. Now, all the stadiums they want to have the finals at MetLife Stadium.
Well, they figured that 80,000 could pack it, so I guess there you go.
All right, we're going to the West Coast. Because Mr. Cole Johnson said he has some choice words for the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm gonna set him up. This is how we gonna do it because I know what you want to talk about.
Please.
Well, the one thing he want to talk about is the Lakers also know how to win games.
Yeah.
As you can see here, you see they beat Boston, they beat New York. Sorry, Wise, and they beat Charlotte.
Yes, they did.
Yes, people, what you read is correctly. If you saw last week's episode, I went in on a certain team because LeBron James did not play, Anthony Davis did not play, and the Lakers decided to beat the Celtics, and then 2 days later, these two individuals decided to return to Madison Square Garden.
The Mecca, baby, the Mecca.
This was the injury report going into Boston. You see them top 2 names right there? Yeah.
Whack and whack.
But the Lakers did this to the Celtics. Austin Reed dropping 32 points. Matter of fact, every starter in there scored double digit, including Vanderbilt before he got injured and did not return to the game. And he's still out today.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Okay, that's one part of it. The other part is, here's what the Lakers have coming up.
Oh, they could actually win 4 of their next 5. Ain't that something?
Now, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Johnson by saying, give him this camera.
Give me this camera. Lord, okay. Sorry. It was beautiful to hear you today, NBA fan, just saying the same refrain. We haven't seen a 39-year-old perform the way LeBron has. I mean, LeBron, he's putting forth these stats. What has your favorite did at 39? Oh, either he put forth maybe a third of it, or he retired. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Victor, you have no sense whatsoever.
And yes, in understanding that, we get to Boston. And Thursday, he and the NBA's version of Mr. Glass decided to miss. And I understand NBA Mr. Glass missing, because you can count on him to miss about 25 games a year.
Hey, he's doing better. It was only his fourth game he missed.
That's what I'm saying. I was going to say he's actually ahead of schedule. He's actually trying to prove that wrong, but he just hadn't had the debilitating injury yet where he misses a month. I'm not praying for it. I'm not wishing for it. So don't send any hate mail to Playmaker nor me. I'm just saying, read the history. It's there. I digress. And then we get to Yo Kang, which I totally agree with Victor. With the way Yo Kang likes to sell and flop, it might as well be wrestling.
The disrespect is real.
Don't you ever sell somebody who just maybe flicked at your face as if you got hit. Because I get why you're doing that. It's like what Playmaker said. You ain't slick, son. You know that Dylan Brooks has the propensity to be dirty. And I'm not saying that I don't believe he's dirty because he's on the team I root for. No. I'm saying if the shoe fits, wear it. If the crime fits, act on it. But don't just because when somebody, when reaching for the ball, does this to you, you go, oh, my face, oh, I'm hurt. Get out of here. No. And you made the mistake of saying out of your mouth, quote, I don't flop, close quote. You saw a full of for saying that. Full of it. We all know that you can win Academy Awards Look, you could put Meryl Streep to shame with the way you act on the court. Because you're a more brilliant actor than she is an actress. And that's saying something because she actually has a degree from Yale to prove that she can act. But the reason why I say that the 65 games that you should be mandatorily held to play is lenient is because I want the NBA to have them pick and choose a few amount of games in which they can pull the crap that they did Thursday in Boston, where both AD and LeBron decided to play load management and miss. And why do I say load management? Because the next game was in Madison Square Garden, and it was an ABC game. Oh, we're ready to go. Negress, please. Load management sucks, and you two are prime examples of that. You two are the latest prime examples of that. But what I loved about the fact that you all decided to miss, you counted that as an L. You counted that Boston game as an L, and you got shown up. Because you saw that the supporting cast that you decided to put an hourglass time on it, LeBron, on X, you realize that you do have some talent on the team. It's just that you murky up the waters. This goes to every bronzesexual that is within the sound of my voice. LeBron James is not the greatest player in today's game. He's not the second or the third or the fourth or the fifth or the sixth in today's game. And he's definitely not the greatest of all time. And I don't need to have the 4-6 record validate that. The fact that he won too many times acts like a ballerina does it for me. Memo.
Did you just give this man the pretty treatment?
Yes, I did.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I did. Memo to Genie Bus. It's time you get rid of that dead weight. You can say, well, he sells tickets and people come to see him like he did for Kobe during his last couple of years before he did his 60 and retired the very last game of his career. God bless you, Kobe. We love you. We miss you still to this moment. This guy is a mercenary. He's been one for 14 years. I dare say longer, because he probably was a mercenary even in the last few years as the Cav for the first time. He will want certain players, and then when he gets them and they perform not up to his par, he wants to discard them. And I saw a wonderful stat. So, of course, one of his former teammates, Russell Westbrook, and I'll address him a little bit more in detail later down in this episode. He was a former Lakers teammate of LeBron. And when he was a Laker, he scored, I think it was 18.5 points a game. He pulled down 7 rebounds. He gave you 7.5 dimes. But he was considered an albatross to the team. He was considered garbage on the Lakers. He was considered a guy who wasn't a team player, and you forced him to come off the bench and be the sixth man because he just simply didn't get the job done. But there was another guy that averaged 18 points at one time. He pulled out 7 boards and he gave you about 6 dimes. But he was considered the greatest sidekick of all time, and that is Scottie Pippen. So, Genie, what I'm saying to you is number 23, number 6, or whatever the heck number he wants to wear. He is worse than a blood walking in a Crips neighborhood. You need to get rid of him now. And you have on tape a game they played in Boston where it was no Mr. Glass, it was no ballerina. And they beat the best team in the NBA by 9. Am I lying, sir?
Jason Tatum played, Jaylen Brown played, Kristaps Porzingis played, Drew Holiday played, everybody played.
And without NBA's Mr. Glass and the biggest ballerina in the history of the world, they beat the best team in the NBA by 9 points.
They dominated.
In Boston, I may add. Not in LA, in Boston.
They dominated Boston.
And they did it without Mr. Glass and the biggest ballerina known to man. Genie, blow this team up and suffer hard seasons to come, because it'll be much more well worth it if you rip off the Band-Aid now than if you were to let this wound fester and it becomes cancerous and then your team dies right in front of your face.
You had Laker fans commenting on my post saying, see what happens when LeBron is not sticking the ball?
Yeah, the ball. Yeah, amazingly, the ball moves and more people are actually involved in the action. What a shock! Yes. So, bronzosexuals, your GOAT is that, but all lowercase letters and not uppercase. And when I say GOAT, I mean Billy Goat, not the greatest of all time. Step with that crap.
And then y'all show up at the Madison Square Garden to beat the Knicks.
It is time that you get rid of AD and LeBron. They no longer fit in the framework of the Lakers organization. Lakers Nation, back me on this and have Jeannie Buss force these two out of LA. They don't need to play in Crypto.com Arena as the home team. They need to visit the stadium playing somewhere else. Playing for somebody else. But not for the Lakers. Oh, Victor says, would anyone be shocked if LBJ was at the next Oscars only to be slapped by Dylan Brooks with Brooks screaming, "Keep my team's name out your bleeping mouth"? The worst thing about that, Victor, is instead of Chris Rock doing this, we would see LeBron go, on the doggone stage. Embarrassing. Goodness gracious. It makes me ill talking about the Lakers. Ill.
What can I say? Nothing.
Ill. Oh my gosh.
Y'all heard me go off on Boston after that game. Y'all heard me go off on Boston. There was no way in the world I should have lost that game.
No, they shouldn't have lost that game. There's no way it should have been dominated in that game.
And the reason why I know, I literally watched that game. Literally, I got off work, put my headphones in, I went straight to the sling out and put a game on TNT until I got home. Got home, watched the rest of it, and it was just like, are you serious right now? Is this what I'm really watching? I was mad that LeBron James and AD didn't play. And then watching the Boston Celtics play made it even worse. So. Oh, see? You spoke his name up, and guess who showed up?
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, we were mentioning cakes earlier. Yeah. Caden Carter's. What do you think about hers? I'm sorry, my bad.
No comment. All right.
Oh, man. It's good to see you, Cole.
Speaking of that LA team, them
Okay.
Clippers.
Yeah.
Them Clippers, man.
Them Clippers.
They show clipping a lot of people right about now.
Them Clippers.
They are. Woo!
But them Clippers is open.
Bro. And this is the main thing we always say about the Clippers. And we are legit seeing it right now. If these dudes stay healthy, oh my goodness.
Oh, they could rule the world. But seriously. They stay healthy, they could be NBA champs. There's no question about that.
If this is not the Clippers team we've been trying to see the whole entire time they put this team together.
Yeah, and it's been 4 years. And they finally have this team together.
Dude, Kawhi Leonard.
4 years.
Hey, dude, does Kawhi Leonard miss? Does this dude miss?
See, this is why I'm troubled about the Clippers. I want to be excited about this team, and no, my team is the Rockets. Shooting lights out, fam. That is my team. But Playmaker knows me. It doesn't matter what sport it is. I just want to see excellence on the court or on the diamond or on the field, no matter who it is. And if a team does play well, I give them their props, just like I'm doing now. I mean,
the Kawhi Leonard is averaging 24.4 points per game on 53.3% shooting from the field, 45.7% from three-point range, and 89.2% from the free throw line.
When Kawhi's healthy, he's one of the best players in the game. At worst, he's number 5. At worst. It's just no question about it because the dude just knows how to play on both sides of the court. And obviously, when he is on, he actually energizes the rest of the team. So when you know that, you want to invest in more of that.
And unfortunately, Victor, Puff Harden is not in LA. It's literally James Harden in LA.
Yeah, I think he decided to get bloated so he can actually make his way back to LA.
He's looking like James Harden again.
Oh, have no fear. Oh, Lord. Cole says that's Silky Johnstone, not Kawhi.
I will watch what they did in Miami. I'm just like...
And yes, Victor, Kaden Carter is a gorgeous woman, no lie to be found. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I watched that Miami game with the Clippers. I'm just like, this team is ridiculous.
When they're on, they're on. They're seriously on, and it's hard to beat them when they're on.
And I think the reason why you wanted to talk about the Clippers is because can they keep this up?
There we go. Because this is great. It's great now. We're February. Oh, and what really sparked it was the. Let me see. It was. I think it was actually. It was a home game against the. Home game against the Thunder. And James Harden hit this jumper, hit his normal jumper, and it led to a 4-point play. And my thought was, oh, that's great. That's wonderful. But the person that was posting it was like, see, you all were talking ill about old James Harden. Look what he's doing now. And I said, quote, checks calendar. It's February. If he does the same crap in May and June, then come see me. Close quote. So yes, they're 34-15 now. They're on top of the NBA's Western Conference. And if the season were to end now, they would be the number 1 seed. Although yes, there are 3 other teams that are tied with them. Cool's Nuggets are one of those 3.
The reigning, defending NBA World Champions.
Mm-hmm. Along with the Thunder and the Timberwolves. Now, I want to say that they can continue this on their journey to a title. On their journey to possibly their first NBA Finals trip. I would love to say that. I would love to be on this mic and say to you, Playmaker, I'd love to say to Cole, I challenge that notion of the Nuggets beating the Clippers in the 7-game series. I would love to say to you, Playmaker, that your prediction of this team winning a world championship will come true. I agree with Cole. It's not happening. And the reason why I don't think it's not going to happen, 2 reasons. 1, I'm not convinced that Kawhi can stay healthy all the rest of this year. Because remember, the last time that the Clippers were of something, they got to the Western Conference Finals. They beat a number 1 seeded Jazz club in the conference semifinals. And then they had to bow out because Kawhi got hurt and couldn't return. And the Suns just had their way with them.
Nah, because Paul George, that's when Terrence Mann had his breakout, his coming out party. It just, that got there in alley-oop to win that game. Was it, I want to say game 2?
Yeah, game 2 was when Footprint Center went berserk, yes. But that Clippers team wasn't the same with number 2 out They just weren't the same.
Yeah, look at last year when they played Phoenix. Phoenix was dead in the water.
Again, they was not the same with number 2 out.
Until we found. And the fun thing is, we looked at Kawhi Leonard and was like, yo, Phoenix in trouble. Phoenix is in trouble. Kawhi Leonard is busting their you-know-what right now.
And then he got his own butt busted.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Kawhi Leonard will be missing the rest of the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
When did this happen?
That's what I'm saying right there.
I remember because we was on the program, was like, when did he get hurt?
Mm-hmm.
When did you see him get hurt?
And that's the thing. You won't see it coming. He will look as though he's fresh as a daisy, and then the next thing you know, he's fitted in a body cast. With number 2 out, the Clippers, they are wonderful eye candy for the regular season, and I'll dare say the first round. But the conference semifinals and later, I wish I had my Family Feud buzzer, because I would hit it right now and go, no, not happening. So I hate to disappoint you, 10 Clippers fans, but your team, yes, all 10 of you.
Not a whole number 10. Dang.
You're going to be thoroughly disappointed once again, because you have number 2 that's going to be out, and Playmaker set it up beautifully. He can inexplicably be out. He can look like he's Wilt Chamberlain one game, and then he is Anthony Davis the next game, but in street clothes. That's one.
And leaving you like, when did you get hurt?
Mm-hmm.
At least in Paul George's case, we see him get hurt. We legit see him get hurt.
Yeah. Paul George gets hurt, and it's legit injuries, which it's one of the hardest luck players in the game is him.
We're not calling Kawhi Leonard not legit, but we literally see when Paul George get hurt. We just visually see him hurt.
Right.
Kawhi just pops up out of nowhere like, when did you get hurt? When? You just dropped 40 on the Suns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you go.
And he's dropping his butt on one of the chairs next to the coach. That's number 1. Kawhi Leonard will find a way to sit on the bench when the team needs him the most. Disappointing all 10 of you Clippers fans yet again. And as a side note, I don't know how all 10 of you are going to feel of the new Intuit Dome when you move into it in about a couple of years. Beautiful place, but good Lord, it's either gonna be a mausoleum or you're gonna have a whole lot of Lakers fans buy a whole lot of tickets. But that's one. Number 2, Victor, you hit the nail on the head. Stay Puff Hardened Marshmallow Man will melt under the bright lights like he got pushed into a pool of hot cocoa, because when you turn the calendar to May, when I blow out birthday candles, right after I blow out birthday candles yet again, because my birthday's April 28th. After then, that normally is when the NBA rounds out of the first round and gets into the conference semifinal round. So I would say probably between my birthday and May the 5th.
So you pretty much saying after March Madness is officially over, look out for James Harden.
Yes, because he will roast people in April. He will show people, I am back, baby. I'm proving to you I should be the number 1 guy on the team, and he will ball out for 1 month. And then he will be a big ball and bounce out when you turn the calendar to May. So, cool. You in saying that they can't beat the Clippers, beat the Nuggets in a 7-game series, I agree with you.
They can't, because for whatever reason, they still haven't figured out. Yeah, you need somebody to guard 15.
And they don't have anybody on that squad who can guard number 15. But that's okay though. That's all right. I mean, I know of a guy in Philly that could do it. Oh,
Does he even know what Denver at?
oh, he's as bad as Harden.
Does he even know where Denver, Colorado is at?
Does he know what Denver, Colorado is?
He hasn't played in Denver, Colorado in 4 years.
Well, he might. Oh, well, heck, it might not just be leg troubles. He might have altitude issues too.
Ain't nobody ever said that.
No, but I bet if you push him, he'll probably say it.
He ain't played in Denver in 4 years. Well, as soon as Joker go to Philly, he hyping ready to go. He buzzing Denver, you know what, in Philly. Don't do that in Denver. And we can have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. And this is why I feel for Russell Westbrook. This guy is probably one of the greatest gamers I've ever seen.
He definitely ain't shelters. We know that much.
I mean, he will do any and everything possible to win a game. And
that man literally said, "Coach, I will come off the bench."
Mm-hmm. He will do anything. Anything. He could be. He'll volunteer to be a sixth man. He'll volunteer and step aside and not be the number one option. Or he'll take over if he can. I mean, he will do anything possible to win. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be up to him to do it. And I have a lot of respect for Russell Westbrook. He just doesn't have the capability of doing it by himself. He's going to need more, and it's going to resemble those teams 2017, 2018 when he was with the Thunder, where he would score 30 points, pull down 10 boards, and give you 10 dimes, and the rest of the team does absolutely nothing beside him.
I mean, PG-13 so far is still healthy, so.
And see, and I'm glad he is. He's going to have to need his health in order for them to go at least to the conference finals.
So we already know with PG, they can get to the conference finals because he took them there.
Yeah, you can get them there. Yes.
Well, what you're saying is for the ultimate goal, Mr. Claw need to be on that court.
Yes. Number 2 needs to be the man. He needs to be the man now. He needs to be the man in April. He needs to be the man in May. And he needs to be the man in June on the court. Like he was 5 years ago. Like he was 5 years ago with the Raptors, he has to be that same person with the Clippers. That's why the Clippers signed him. Because they thought he could replicate what he did in Toronto there. He hasn't yet. And he's 5 years older. So I don't think he can.
All right. I had to throw Clippers in there real quick because he wants to talk about the Clippers. Now we're going to take a break because the main event is coming. I don't have a flagrant foul. Mr. Johnson has a flagrant foul. The man who helped create the segment is getting his own flagrant foul segment himself. Right after this break.
Welcome to Ringside Chaos, the professional wrestling discussion segment of the Bear of Texas podcast. The only professional wrestling podcast in the world where pro wrestling is discussed passionately, with confidence, with great knowledge, and most of all, in the most sophisticated way. So brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, because chaos is about to be unleashed. Thing with Tony Khan now being in talks to buy WWE, I'm going to be honest with you. I spoke to this with Ricky Litwinkowicz, aka the Master of Mayhem, and he honestly believes that me talking about Tony Khan buying WWE is basically I'm kind of wasting my time because Ricky believes it's never going to happen. Okay, now don't get me wrong, Ricky, I respect what he says. He could very well be correct. But I gotta be honest with you, the fact that Khan is interested in supposedly buying WWE, to me, that's definitely worth talking about. Now, now I should mention this. Shout out to Ricky, by the way. And I gotta mention this, that even Jim Cornette already had something to say. And he said, and I quote, "Ridiculous to think that could happen," unquote. A wrestling fan that's been super supportive of Brody Lee as a wrestler and everything that WWE could have done with him and, everything that he could have shown and, offered for the wrestling business. For me, I wasn't just a fan of Brody Lee himself, like in character. I strongly respected him, as a human being. Like, I had a lot of respect for Jonathan Huber. That's Mr. Brody Lee's real name. So basically, I had a lot of respect for Brody Lee, Luke Harper, and of course, Mr. Jonathan Huber. Particular episode was about World Class Championship Wrestling. And the episode title is, WCCW Wrestling's Lone Star Legacy. And because I am the Bear of Texas, and I do hail from the Dallas-Fort Worth area of the state of Texas, World Class Championship Wrestling was basically my territory as far as being a wrestling fan goes. Ladies and gentlemen, Ringside Chaos is available on all streaming platforms including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shooting Lights Out special edition. It's the Cole Sportz with the Z Takeover. Good gracious. Y'all, between Cole Johnson and everybody in the chat, y'all. Wait till Monday. Wait till Monday. Since all y'all want to talk about cakes and stuff and finishing stories.
Hashtag delay the story.
Wait till Monday. Wait till Monday. Wait till Monday. That's all. Wait till Monday, darn it. Yeah. These jokers didn't want to join us last Monday when they had the opportunity. Wait till Monday. I got something for y'all Monday. But then, that's Monday. All right? We got one thing left to do. And the man who helped create this segment is finally get the opportunity to do his solo one. Okay? It's the segment that y'all love so much, surprisingly to me. But y'all love this segment. We are giving out a flagrant foul. And I think for the first time in Shooting Lights Out history, the team that got the last flagrant foul is the same team that's getting the flagrant foul this episode. Wow. So, I'm going to set the table up for Mr. Cole Johnson. Yeah, we're talking about the Milwaukee Bucks. 1-4 under the, I put 1-5, but that should be 1-4 under the Doc Rivers era thus far. And remember, they fired Mr. Adrian Griffin when he was 30-13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These are what the games they got coming up. They have Minnesota tomorrow, Charlotte, Denver, Miami, at Memphis, at Minnesota, and at Philadelphia. But here are their standings as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, they are second in scoring, 11th in rebounding, 14th in assists, and 24th in opponents' points for the pregame. 24th! But this is not my flagrant foul. This is Cole Johnson's flagrant foul. Mr. Cole Johnson, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Playmaker. I totally appreciate that. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Sorry, my bad. I thought I was at a mosque. My bad. All right. I need to have that calmness because I don't think it's computing into my brain. I don't think it's transmitting to me that we have a team that was 30-13, but felt the need to get the head coach that you doted on so much gone. You doted all so much on Adrian Griffin. this was the guy that was supposed to help Giannis Antetokounmpo be the stud on defense. That he's good, but he's not considered the stud on defense. He's good though, but he was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to bring that defensive intensity to the Bucks. And then when you saw that they, well, quite frankly, they, just like the other 29 teams in the league, are suffering from what I call basketball that sucks today. Because you have today NBA fan raving that we want to see points scored on the board, that we believe in athleticism all over the place, and we believe in having 43s per game be chucked up. And you all believe in having matador defense. What I mean, Olay!
Not to mention we're handing out 70-point games like it ain't nothing.
I'm so glad you said that. Bookmark what I just said. So I saw a chump had the nerve to say that Kobe's 81 was better than Wilt's 100. And I said to this chump, I said, fool, you're going to have fools that's going to say, and Luka's 73 is better than Kobe's 81. Get out my face with that crap. Now, I'll take the bookmark off and open the book again. You all were doting hard on Agent Griffin. This was supposed to be the guy that was going to bring intensity and defensive integrity to the Bucks, because for some reason that seemed to have been lost in the shuffle and lost in translation.
Drew Holiday.
But correct me if I'm wrong, sir. There's a player that was on the team last year that's not on it this year.
Oh, Drew Holiday for 200.
And you are correct, sir. That is the biggest piece of your defensive puzzle gone. And I am not a scout. I'm not a coach. I'm not affiliated with in the NBA, and I can tell you that myself. I'm not even a Bucks fan, and I can tell you this. How is it that you all couldn't see this when you thought that Mr. Holiday was expendable? Oh, that's right. Because you all were drooling over the prospect of Dame Dollar having those point totals like a Joel Embiid, like a Luka, and others who were scoring 70-plus points. Ah, that's why. And I'm not saying that it was wrong for you to pick him up. I think it was great that you got Mr. Lillard on the team. He seems to be doing some wonders for them, but I'm not saying that Lillard is a bad defensive player, but he's not really known to be a defender. He has his moments, but he's more of an offensive player. So now you have a coach that you brought onto the team to be defensively stalwart, but they couldn't stop a Cole. And then you embarrassed the man on his way out the door in saying that you had Giannis ignoring the dude, and in timeouts he and Damian Lillard were drawing up plays. You basically saying this man was worth nothing. And you dump on him before you send him out of the door. Before Five-Star Arena served as a launching pad for you to put your foot onto his hiney and shove him out the door. And all the while, you were clamoring for the man who always talked like this, and who has a big presence, who has a ring, and who can't win playoff games, especially if he's up 3-1 in Doc Rivers. Lord have mercy.
Let me see. I think Kobe King has a sentiment for you.
Oh, he does?
Oh, my brother. Testify.
And then he gets on the team, he leads it, and they proceed to be 1-4. Oh, but hey, the one victory that they got, it put him on the bench to coach the All-Star game. Oh, and before I forget, Wise, yes, Cleveland right now is the number 2 seed in the East. But they determined who was going to coach the NBA All-Star game 2 weeks out from when the game starts. So the game is February 18th. This was determined February 4th. And the Bucks were the number 2 seed then. And, of course, that stupid rule, because it shouldn't be him, it should be Masula. But since Masula coached last year and teams can't have coaches coach All-Star games 2 years in a row, he seated and made way for Doc Rivers. 5 games in coaching this year to be the Eastern All-Star head coach. Cool, saying Doc rotations is really trash.
That NBA rule, trash. Continue on.
Yes. So Wise, that's why that's why you're not seeing someone else on the bench. You're seeing Doc on it. Personally, I think Doc should actually step aside and have someone else be on that bench too. Personally, that'd be me, but it's not me. So instead of seeing JB Bickerstaff, we're seeing Doc Rivers.
Joe Mazzulla.
Okay, the stupid rule should be Joe Mazzulla, but if they're going to hold fast to that stupid, dumb rule, then you can't have Mazzulla. Doc Rivers step aside, you put JB Bickerstaff there. But I digress. You now have to deal with a coach. Let me see if I can remember this correctly. When he was a member of the Magic, he had a 3-1 series lead in the first round against the Pistons. And I think this was 2003. Yeah, I think it was 2003. This was at the height of Tracy McGrady's powers. And I'm saying this being a Rockets fan because Tracy McGrady as a Magic, he was an absolute stud. He was good with the Rockets. He was a stud with the Magic.
Paper memories. Why?
And then they laid an egg, and the Pistons beat them 4-3. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. 12 years later, as the Clippers head coach, up 3-1, they gave Game 5 to the Rockets. But up 3-2 and up 19 points in the third quarter after a spectacular 360 dunk from Blake Griffin brought down the Crypto.com Arena house.
It was called Staples back then.
I know it was called Staples. But that dunk brought down the house. I mean, all 10 Clippers and all 21,990 Lakers fans were just roaring with approval.
This man is stuck on these 10 Clipper fans.
And you didn't seal the deal. You could say, well, I mean, Chris Paul didn't play most of that series. Next man up. We don't give a crap. You had this team down, and you beat them.
Hey, but let's stay on track because we talk about Chris Paul. Cole is going to need to stay on track. We're not going to talk about Chris Paul.
No. I'm not looking at Chris Paul.
Because I know how you are with Chris Paul.
Yeah, I'm not looking at Chris Paul. I mean, I could talk about 2018, but I'm not going to because we're not talking about him, nor the Rockets, and actually nor the Clippers. We're focusing on Glenn Rivers. And then we get to the 76ers days. You had an inferior squad that you could have crushed underneath your boot in the Atlanta Hawks. And you had your power forward, heighted, sized point guard in Ben Simmons come up smaller than mini me and having balls shorter and with less density than a cookie crumb in Game 7. And that on all. I'm sorry.
That man ain't been right since.
No. So, yeah. So, that was 3 years ago. Then you trade him away. You get Stay Puft Marshmallow Man on the team. They act like they didn't care about wanting to play the Raptors in the first round, and they most certainly cared less about playing the Heat when the Heat booted them out. And it wasn't even a contest, but that was expected. The Heat were a better team than the Sixers. Last year.
I knew it was coming. I knew it.
Last year. Embiid, MVP. James Harden, the reason why the 76ers are going to go far and win it all. And the reason why Embiid got the MVP award. In the words of Maury Povich, that was a lie. You had the Celtics down 3-2 and 6 points in Game 6 in your own crib. And Cole said it best. Doc rotations infinity trash. That statement couldn't have been proven more true than then. Because you couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and it got to the point where you all were scared to take shots. James Harden, who wants to actually bump into people while just chunking up a shot, didn't even want to think about taking shots.
Because them calls ain't coming no more.
He was looking to get bailed out. You barely went to Embiid. You didn't go to Maxey. And you just turned the ball over some more. And that 3-2 series lead turned into an embarrassing 4-3 series loss because in Game 7, you didn't show up. You see, Bucks fan, you see Bucks organization, you have a man, and I have given you 4 instances on 3 different teams where he should have sealed the deal with his basketball acumen, his pedigree because he is a champion, and his ability to manage games, which sometimes is good and sometimes is piss poor. You have the ability to take advantage of that, but it almost makes me want to beg this question to ask. So the coach that you did have,
Mr. Adrian Griffin?
Yeah, the coach you did have. I guess you must have thought he was a David Blatt 2.0 because you decided to say, okay, well, he has no name. He needs to go.
And we suck on defense.
And you brought him on the club for defense. So I guess you want to do him like they do Dirty like that. But this is okay. It's okay. In my thought process, you were fine with Mike Budenholzer. You're fine with him. I don't know why you needed to get rid of him. You could say, well, he he lost the locker room. Players didn't want to hear him again. They tuned him out. I don't give a crap. You're talking about a guy who now is 3 years removed from giving you the first championship that organization has had since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was named Lou Alcindor.
Sorry to do this, Cole, but you're ranked 24th in opponent's points per game. 24th. Continue, sir.
I don't know. That was perfect. And now you have Adrian Griffin going the way of one Frank Vogel, who, when people were saying, well, this guy is a defensive wizard. And then when he got on a team that people did not want to invest playing any time on defense, he became a forgotten guy. And that's even with him winning a championship. He became a forgotten guy to the point where he became an expendable piece. Because people said, well, that last championship, that was LeBron who won it for him, not Frank Vogel. They won it in spite of him, not because of him. And the Bucks,
that was in a freaking bubble.
And the Bucks wanted to get ahead of that, I guess, and say, well, we don't want people to say that the Bucks won their second championship in the last 4 years in spite of Adrian Griffin. We want to say that they won it because of that head coach. But the funny thing is, you're going to be saying it with a different coach now. Because if the Bucks do go ahead and they do lay waste to the Sixers are really not going to compete all that much. Even though they say that Embiid's only going to be gone for 4 weeks, that knee trouble doesn't heal in a month. So, although you could probably lay waste to the Sixers, you could probably turn back the challenge to the Cavs because they're a young team that's getting it together, and it looks like that all they need to do is just get one more piece, and they can simply take it from here to the championship. But they're not quite there yet. And the stiffest chance you'll have, of course, the Celtics.
They want Miami.
And then there's the Heat, because they really could give a crap about the regular season, but then they'll come on strong and see. Harden and Embiid, they're the opposite of the Heat. The Heat, they don't care about the regular season. Just as long as they're the 8th seed in the first round, that's all they care about. Because then they'll wreak havoc on every team they play after that. But you have to deal with three of those teams to get to the finals, and more than likely you'll probably face a team like the Nuggets, or if they're fortunate, a team like, I don't know, the Timberwolves. I doubt it, because they don't have the experience to go that far yet. And if you give Dame Time his first ring, and you give Giannis his second, you know what you will be saying? You'll be saying that the Bucks won that championship in spite of Doc Rivers. Not because of him, in spite of him. So why would you want to get rid of a coach where it really didn't matter if he was on the bench? For another, that it really doesn't matter if he's on the bench. But the funny thing is, though, at least Griffin was not going to mess up rotations like Doc Rivers will. Because guaranteed, the Bucks will get in a situation where the game is close, palms get sweaty, backsides get tight.
Stephen A. Smith has made the program again.
The nuts shrivel. And you find out that your team comes up short yet again because the guy on the bench does not know what piece to put in at the right time. And because the players won't have to trust in the coach, you're going to have anarchy and chaos, and you're going to have disappointment in May in Milwaukee. I don't know what you were thinking in having Glenn Rivers be the guy who was going to man your team that has championship aspirations, with probably the hungriest player in the NBA right now in Dame Lillard to get a ring. But Doc Rivers is not your guy. He's not. He's not. And I hate to say it, you're going to crumple faster than an accordion does when someone folds it. And it's all because you got a guy who, when the chips are down, he doesn't believe in himself that he can pull you to victory. And when you have that on the sideline, that's not good to have, even when you have world-class talent like Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard leading the team. You made a mistake, Milwaukee, in getting rid of Adrian Griffin. Yes, the team sucks defensively, but guess what? The whole league sucks defensively. You panicked. And now the team's about to get worse before you hope it gets better. You better hope it does, though, before it's too late. Oh, and you got to deal with Chris Middleton being injured yet again. The Bucks version of Mr. Glass. Sucks to be you. And you're not even defending Eastern Conference champs. That's what makes it even worse.
Okay. That was the Flagrant Foul by Mr. Cole Johnson. I definitely would be cutting that one.
I thought it was being nice.
That's the first time I actually got to sit back and actually watch somebody else do a Flagrant Foul instead of me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's a nicer version of me. Yeah, you know, if I'm doing a Flagrant Foul, it's a problem that we're gonna have to address.
Yes.
Okay,
I just thought they made that move as a panic decision.
Is in there for you.
Oh Lord. Victor Locke, he says, Embiid and Harden, the only two players I know that switched phone companies while on the floor. They street switched to Shallow Realm Wireless, known to disappear faster than cookies on Christmas morning. Knees get weak, and arms get heavy. Soon, the upheaval of Mount Spaghetti will commence.
And I think Cool had something for you. A little more appropriate for Mr. Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton, a.k.a. Street Clothes Chris. And he'll be wearing those street clothes for another season yet again.
All right, before we get out of here, I know it's Super Bowl weekend and y'all having problems trying to get to the game Sunday because it's on
Victor, mini me on a step ladder look taller. You right about that. I'm sorry.
But tonight we got a doubleheader on ESPN. Speaking of the 76ers, they have the Golden State Warriors coming into town to begin our ESPN doubleheader. And afterwards, the aforementioned Clippers are hosting the New Orleans Pelicans.
Poor Warriors. Oh, Zion. Stay off the gumbo, son. I'm sorry, my bad.
That's why I didn't say nothing. Because I knew when I said Pelicans, the word Zion Wilson was going to come out somewhere. I just knew it. And then tomorrow, TNT has your doubleheader. Kyrie Irving back at Madison Square Garden to take on the New York Knicks.
Boom. Please.
And then speaking of the reigning, defending NBA World Champions Denver Nuggets, they'll be facing the Hurricane and the Los Angeles Lakers in Tinseltown.
The throne them.
So tonight, tomorrow, you guys do some basketball. They Maybe make it to the weekend so you can get ready for Super Bowl 50.
Yes.
So,
And the Patriots.
any final words, Mr. Cole Johnson, of your takeover? So myself.
Well, firstly, thank you for providing this for me. I didn't even ask for the platform for a takeover, so this was a pleasant surprise and a treat. Thank you. I totally appreciate that. I do not take the fact that you decided to give me your platform to do this lightly at all. So, firstly, thank you, Playmaker. Secondly, now that we are at Super Bowl Sunday coming up, the NBA is going to now become front and center for the next 3 months in terms of, well, next 4 months in terms of straight up coverage on whatever chosen field that we're watching. So now normally it's
I would say longer than that.
Yeah, so now normally it's about 4. I forget. They do have like the draft that comes after the finals.
I wasn't talking about that.
And the free agent stuff too.
I wasn't talking about that either. I was talking about the Olympics.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, I did. For the next 6 months, I totally forgot about this. This is an Olympic year and a leap year. I should have known. With all the presidential planning that I have done on my job, I should know this is also an Olympic year. And yes, I forgot. Paris. Yes, bring the gold and retire LeBron. I'm sorry, my bad. But we're running third and coming to home for Super Bowl Sunday. So of course, this will mean the on the field stuff of the NFL is over, and the attention of the NBA will be front and center from Monday on till probably the first week in August. Well, first weekend in August. And now I have this to say before I do decide to finish and just see the show back to you, Playmaker. NBA, I want you to address the issue of defense. Your league plays no defense. It prioritizes 3-point shooting and penetration, pause, far too much. There is 2 facets of the game to play, not one. Find a way to have these players be more invested on the defensive end than they have been the last 5 to 10 years. It is atrocious that we've been seeing many of these players score 60 and 70 points in a game this season. And I am sick of seeing 130, 140, and 150 point games, and we're not talking about the All-Star game. We're seeing these points being scored in.
We ain't talking overtime either.
And we're talking regulation. Please let this game get better. The defense needs to step up and be more present. Otherwise, this game is going to spiral further into something that we don't want to root for nor recognize.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. On this special edition of Shooting Lights Out, the Cole Sportz Takeover with Mr. Cole Johnson. I hope y'all enjoyed it, because, yeah. He said he had some stuff to get off his chest, and I just let him get it off his chest, and I'm glad I did. So until next time, people, enjoy your week. Enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. All right. Y'all will see me back probably Monday, depending on how things go. But I already know you will see me talking wrestling Monday. I can guarantee you that. Talk with Monster Wrestling with my good brother who's in the chat, Cool McCain. And we're going to continue our discussion about a certain person not getting the opportunity to finish the story at WrestleMania. But there's more layers to peel off from that I didn't touch on.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to save some meat on the bones.
Yes.
Try it out.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some other stuff we can get into that happened on the past, on stuff that's going to happen this week on wrestling. But for basketball wise, it is February. We're inching closer and closer to conference tournament play. We're inching closer to Champs Week. And you know what happens after Champs Week? Selection Sunday and March Madness. We're only about a month away from March Madness. So get ready. And just for a side note, can anybody beat UConn, please? Can anybody beat them? I just need to know. Can anybody beat them? They haven't lost a game since they became number one. So that's all I gotta say. Until then, enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful time. I'll catch y'all later.
You've done great. But you can't stop here. You can't stop now. You gotta keep going. Through all your trials and your tribulations, you gotta keep pushing. Now, finish your canvas.
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go. Let's go.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If you want to follow the podcast, you can follow it on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and a whole lot more. This has been Shooting Lights Out.